Hey, how's it going, everyone? GC Performance here, back with another video. Today is the day that I actually get to do a video on my own bike. I know a lot of you guys have always asked me, hey, do you do a video on your own bike? I haven't had a bike this whole pandemic time. I kind of just grabbed whatever I could and rode it. But this is actually my bike. As you guys just saw in the last video, I just did some couple upgrades to it. So I want to kind of go into a deeper dive of what I have on here and what my plans are for this bike in the future. The weight, I'm at home right now. I'm off on today, and then I'm going to be gone tomorrow as well. So I haven't got to ride the bike yet with these upgrades, but it will be on this Sunday coming up. But the weight of the bike that I just showed in the last video where I kind of put everything together, I think it was right around like 18.5 pounds. But again, first and foremost, thank you to all my sponsors of the channel as well. WINSPACE with the wheels, Know What to Ride OSPW with the pulley, Team Turtle and Ceramic Speed for hooking me up with the bottom bracket, which I'll get into in the future. If you guys want the wheels, the OSPW, or the bottom bracket, I believe there's discount codes all below. So if you guys want any of that stuff and want it for your bike, they make it for every kind of option. There's different depths and stuff like that. Check it out down below. But yes, I'm very excited. I'm gonna ride it Sunday. I can't wait. It's been, after I did that video, I was gonna ride the next day. The winds were like 20 miles an hour. And I was like, you know, I just really don't feel like riding in 20-mile-an-hour winds. Not because of the depth of the wheel, but mainly just because of the fact of I just didn't want to work that hard, to be honest with you. So, without further ado, let's get into a deeper dive of this bike. Yeah, so starting off with the handlebar cockpit. I still have the stock handlebar on here. Just an alloy bar that came with the Tarmac SL7 comp. I am going to change this out to an aero bar at some point. I don't know if it's going to be specialized. I want to really go for that Shimano Pro, that new one-piece cockpit. But whoever, or if someone wants to send me out a carbon bar, I mean, I'm all for that too. So I don't mind. But I put on some, I changed up the stock tape for some Supercaz with the Galaxy white stars in there. I might change this to an all-white tape as well, just to make it look pro. The stem is stock, and it's a 100mm stem, and just a regular comp stem. I am planning to go to at least a 110 or 120 in the future, and lowering this down as soon as I get adjusted, because I've only been on the bike 6-7 times consistently. As soon as I get more and more comfortable on this bike, I will start to lower it. I ride a 56, but I'm about like 6 foot, so I like a little bit more of an aggressive drop or look on the bike. But right now I'm set up comfortable. I'm loving the bike. It's very, very comfortable to ride. I have no issues with it now, but I do have a pre-existing back injury. I want to take my time lowering it, and we'll go out of there. I do have the out front mount for the Tarmac SL7 stem. Very hard to find. Kind of snagged that, found it, have one. I'm running a Hammerhead computer as well. Haven't had any issues with it. I'm not doing any crazy long rides. I think the longest ride I did to the back is like 35 miles. Battery life I can't complain on. I started that 35-mile ride at 100% battery, and I didn't do any kind of screen saving or nothing like that. I think it went down to like 76%, which some of you Garmin users might be like, wow, that's crazy. But again, I don't need those long rides or those long distance. Yeah, so handlebars, we're going, hopefully soon I'll get an aluminum bar, or I'm sorry, carbon bar, because no lie, the aluminum, from me being pampered with carbon bars in the past, I do get fatigued, and I still have my gut. I'm still getting used to getting back in the position. I do rest really hard right here on this carpal tunnel nerve, so I do feel it kind of dig into here. And I don't wear any gloves either. So, but again, cycling is not meant to be comfortable. You're not meant to be like riding a lazy boy. There are going to be some aches and pains while riding. Shake out your hands, get back in the saddle, and that's it. Wheels. You guys can't tell me these wheels don't look good. These are the Loon WINSPACE Hyper Black Edition in a 65mm wheel. There's nothing different about the Black Edition in terms of performance or specifications. It's the exact same wheel as the other pattern, as their butterfly weave. It has the same carbon fiber spokes. These are like the Hyper 65mm. Carbon fiber spokes, same hubs, same ceramic bearings, same tubo setup. It just has an all black look, which I love. They did also send me out Hyper decals, like big white Hyper decals that I might put on these wheels in the future. I'm just running like right now all black. And also, if you guys are considering these wheels in the Black Edition too, they make all these different colored decals. Hyper green, pink, blue, purple, whatever you want. So you guys can get that as well. But looking forward to riding these things. I'm very, very stoked on it. I do have the Garmin speed sensor in the front wheel because my fat hands don't fit in the rear wheel, and I just usually get marked up and everything like that. Tires, I know this is going to be a little bit of a tricky one for you guys, but I am riding 700 by 24C tires, S-Work turbos, tubed. I don't have any kind of crazy Tubolito tubes or no kind of Pirelli tubes in there yet. I'm just riding this because I am heavier. I'm about 200 pounds. So I want I've always been old school, thin tires, 120, 110 PSI, That's just the way I ride. I don't care what you guys say. If you guys like to ride at lower tire pressure and big tires, that's fine for you guys. But mentally, for me, I just felt like it slowed me down when I did it. I felt like there's a little bit of a drag on there for me. That's just my preference. There's nothing wrong with you guys riding. I sell tubeless, I sell wide tires, I do all that stuff like that. Whatever the consumer wants and they're more comfortable in that way, for sure. I did swap out the stock rotors, the SRAM Rival rotors. I swapped them out to SRAM Red rotors for no reason at all except for just weight and aesthetics. I like the look of the aesthetics of this as well. But the same size rotors front and rear, 160 millimeter front, 160 millimeter rear. And I just went from a Rival rotor to Red just for the weight and aesthetics of it. But nothing different. We're still rocking the stock Rival caliper as well. And you can see you have some specialized logo there in the white. I'm absolutely loving it. And then you can see the bottom bracket right there. Boom. Which we'll get to that in a second. Free wheel body sound check. I might have to hang it from like my kid's playground set to show you guys that. So stick around. We'll get into that. I do have on here one S-Works bottle cage right now because, again, I'm not doing long enough rides. I need two. I can kind of just get it wrong with the one rod in there. I like the white because it matches the bike pretty nice, and I like how it has the offset of the carbon on the inside so it's not too overwhelmingly light. FAC 10R carbon for the comp. This is the same exact frame that you're going to get on the comp, the expert, and the pro. The only difference in frames will be the S-Works, which is 12R carbon, but this is essentially the exact same frame that you're going to get. So when you go up in tiers from comp, expert to pro, the only thing you're really changing out is components like wheels, bars, and components that you have on here. And let me know what you guys think, decal-wise. Are you guys a fan of it or not? Obviously, I'm a fan of it because it's my brand. But I had a lot of people, actually an overwhelmingly amount of people ask me for this decal to put on their bike. I like it. I think it gives the bike flair. But personally, I think that's a little bit too big. And also, my OCD, I put it a little bit too high, so it really bothers me. But I can't take it off. But it's a really nice decal. I know it costs a decent amount of money to make for a sticker. But I'm thinking about making these a little bit smaller. Maybe like on the chainstay, or just a little bit smaller here so it fits the GC up here better. But let me know what you guys think. If you guys want me to start making those, I might be able to do that. Crank on here, I have the stock SRAM Rival crank, 4835 tooth chainring. I'm going to change this out for either a 1x-SRAM crank or a very, very high-end crank in the future. So stick around for that. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't know if I can afford it, or two, let's just see what happens. I'm running right now Look Keel Blade Carbon ceramic pedals, ceramic bearings inside the pedal axle, and then I have the stock SRAM Rival front derailleur in there. I would prefer to go 1x, but the only reason why I want to go to this 2x crank that's coming up is just because of the fact of pure aesthetics and also weight. But for Florida, you guys know I'm a huge fan of 1x. Like here, I don't have any front derailleur problems because I don't even shift out of the top chainring, and I want more gear, but I'm not going to upgrade until I decide what crank I'm doing. So if I was to go 1x, I'd probably go to a 52 tooth front chainring, and we'll see what happens there. SRAM Red chain, because I had to add a new chain for the OSPW, and SRAM Red was lighter with the hollow pins as well. It's a little bit quieter. Cassette is massive. That's a huge dinner plate in the back. I could pretty much eat a bowl of cereal out of that. It is a 1036 cassette, overly big. I will never be anywhere near those top 3 gears at all. As you guys can see, they're pretty much brand new. I mainly ride the bottom ones and all the way at the bottom because it's so flat down here. And then for the rear derailleur, we have a SRAM Rival rear derailleur with the Nova to Ride OSPW. Long term partners of the channel, the OSPW. If you're thinking about getting an OSPW with ceramic bearings and oversized pulley, this is a good company to consider because they make it one for every single derailleur. 105 Ultegra Dura-Ace, SRAM Rival, SRAM 4, SRAM Red. But they're not as expensive as a Ceramic Speed, as a Kogel. You don't have to drop $550 to figure out whether or not you like this or not. You can get away with this for 250 or 200 euros. I think it's like 250 USD. They make them all different colors, all different sizes. It is a full carbon cage with ceramic bearings and alloy wheels as well. I absolutely love it. It's buttery smooth. When you see the spin test, you'll see how little resistance there is with the ceramic bottom bracket as well. And then going to the rear wheel again, same 65mm Loon Black Edition wheel. There's a 6-paw engagement system inside this rear hub. There are ceramic bearings, so there's 6 paws engaging the teeth on here. It's not no 54 tooth ratchet, nothing like that. That's just, this is a different system on here. But absolutely amazing. Same 160mm roller in the rear, SRAM Red. And now for the showstopper. This is, again, from my friends over at Team Turtle. So I did get sponsored, short story here, I did get sponsored by Ceramic Speed for a red Ceramic Speed bottom bracket. BSA threaded SRAM dub spindle. They sent it out to me. Right after that, I was kind of talking to Team Turtle on Instagram. Check out their Instagram. I'll leave a link down below. Very nice people there. Nick, actually, we're getting to talk to each other. They only make this exclusively, this color, this oil slick color, in Singapore. He went ahead and helped me get this over here, so I believe he said I'm the first one in the States to have this. I don't know if they're gonna make this in the United States, but it's absolutely gorgeous. I think it's such a cool color. I think it gives a bike a pop of color for sure. And if I did do a one buy, I'm doing a rainbow slick chain to match this as well. But it's gorgeous. I got the cadence sensor in here. This is a coated ceramic speed bottom bracket. It seems like $500. But you can, I know what you guys say, ceramic speed's bull, bottom brackets, I don't know if it's a gimmicky. This is, it's a lot of money, but it's night and day. When you ride your bike for a while, the stock BB, and then you transfer out the ceramic speed, at your top end speeds, you barely feel resistance, man. I'm telling you, this bike is so easy to push gear in. It feels like you're working against nothing. Honestly, it feels like you're actually getting a little bit of a boost. So stay tuned to the free body sound test and see how this thing goes. And then for the saddle, like I mentioned before, I swapped out the stock power comp saddle that came on there with chromoly rails, and I did it for just the views, the SRX Mirror power saddle, and a 155 because I have a little bit wider booty, like I mentioned. The 3D printed saddle, the carbon rails, I want a little bit lighter saddle, but I want to see how comfortable this will be. I want to really put in a long-term review. I got to ride this thing twice, 2 30-mile rides. I had no issues with it, but everyone knows you might just be hyped on the saddle. You might just have a really good ride that day and not feel the saddle as much. I want to feel this on a really windy day. I want to feel the saddle on a day that I rode 4 days a week and I'm tired. I want to feel it when my kids wake me up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I want to see how this feels for no reason. So that's when those little incremental marginal things like this matter, is on those days that you feel your worst. Because a new bike, the first day you get it, can feel the best, and you won't even feel anything that's wrong with it. It's those days that you ride in that group ride that you're struggling on. It's the days that you went out and drank till 2 o'clock in the morning and you can't recover. That's when you really got to notice those small marginal things. I'm sorry about the drinking reference. I don't have a problem. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video, guys. And again, huge sponsor shout out to, thank you again to WINSPACE. Thank you again to Nova to Ride OSPW. I have discount codes all below. Thank you again to Specialized for making great product. They didn't give me the bike at all, but I like their product. So I just love the look of the bike. It's beautiful. And thank you to everyone who supported me. I've got so much love in the past month with my videos that just blew up. Like, I think I like 3 videos alone have like 450 to 500,000 views. It's insane. You guys are amazing. It's absolutely beautiful. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you guys next video. All right, so this is how we're gonna do our free body sound test. I have it hanging from my gazebo thing. I'm gonna spin this thing and we're gonna get into it, all right? There's like literally no resistance. This thing just keeps on going by itself. Ceramic speed bottom bracket coated. Nova to Ride OSPW. That thing literally just keeps on going. No resistance at all. That was the WINSPACE 65 Black Edition Hyper wheel set. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you guys next one.